Schlitzie Surtees was one of the most recognizable circus performers of the early 20th century. Born with microcephaly, Schlitzie barely spoke, wore loose clothing, and often performed in women's dresses. Jane Mansfield and Frank Sinatra, 1960s. San Francisco, Earthquake and Fire, April 18, 1906, Law Courts. Changi Prison Camp, Singapore, 1945. All these men are wearing artificial limbs made in the camp by NX 67447 Warrant Officer Arthur Henry Mason Purton, 2nd 30th Battalion of East Maitland, New South Wales. A funny old photo of a soldier with a cat on his head. Three creepy girls with long hair. Destruction of the giant wooden Studebaker replica at Bendix Woods. A German Henschel H's 123 attack aircraft shot down in the Moscow region, guarded by a Red Army soldier, 1941. Marine of Company H, 2nd Battalion, 4th Regiment, walks through a punji-staked gully, Vietnam, January 1966. A German V-1 cruise missile captured by the Americans in Germany during testing at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio, United States. A rare photograph of a Jewish woman from the B'nai Korath tribe in what is now Saudi Arabia, wearing traditional vestment and burqa from 1929. You got a little something there. Machinist Stanislaus Beauvais has worked in spinning room for 2 years, Salem, Massachusetts. April 1980. Brighton gets the United Kingdom's first naturist beach. (1982) HMS Hermes returns to Portsmouth after 3+ months at sea during Falklands conflict. A Sahrawi woman with her child and rifle during the Western Sahara War, December 1976. A United States Marine Corps M67 flamethrower tank in Vietnam during the Vietnam War, 1968. Elvis Presley, a rare photo from his military service. Back in 1920, you could still fly an airplane off the top of LA buildings. A stunning view of the German battleship Tirpitz in 1941. A salvo of Katyusha rocket launchers on the approaches to Vyborg, 1944. United States Major General Lemuel Shepard on the beach at Okinawa, 1945. Kevin Bacon and Kyra Sedgwick during their wedding in 1988. A father with his daughters after 27 years. Olivia Newton-John, 70s. Gerald and Betty Ford on their wedding day, 1948. Chicago, 1960. A very tall man at a shop window. Michael Jackson in 1978. A detachment of Tuareg, 1911. A vintage photo of a woman grimacing. IRA fighter with an M1921 Thompson submachine gun. Derry, 1971. Berlin Wall, 1989. Flight attendants of the 1960s. New York, late 19th, early 20th century. Children in Halloween costumes. Southern Cheyenne Chief Wolf Robe, photographed in 1898. Some say he was the model for the Indian head nickel. Punk rocker at the venue, Victoria, London, 1981. Vance, 15, coal mine, earns 0.75 a day for 10 hours of work. All he does is open and close the mine door. A student challenge from years past, 22 people managed to squeeze into a single telephone booth, 1959. '19th century Korean aristocrat. a boy from a wealthy family, Korea in the early 20th century. The Hudson River used to look like this in the spring. This photograph was taken in 1941. The last log run was in 1950. New York State. President Bill Clinton meets with Pearl Jam singer Eddie Vedder the day after news of Kurt Cobain's death, 1994. Joseph Merrick, Elephant Man. His severe deformities manifested themselves in early childhood. After his mother's death, he was subjected to abuse and ended up in a circus act. Men on an ox in Sudan, wielding a typical Sudanese spear, 1930. The car drove into the pool. Ladakhi women in Kashmir, 1979. Chief bone necklace of the Oglala Lakota tribe. Egyptian President Anwar Sadat at the Great Pyramids in March 1979. If you look closely, you'll notice he's sitting on a replica of one of the thrones of Tutankhamun. A bicycle car, London, 1928. Four members of the Manson family on the sidewalk outside the Los Angeles Hall of Justice, March 29, 1971. Crow Chiefs Treaty of 1868, Fort Laramie, Wyoming. Elvis Presley and Muhammad Ali with the robe Elvis gifted him at Las Vegas, Nevada, 14 of February, 1973. Soviet troops having an open-air cookout in Afghanistan in 1984. A 1925 photograph that might show the last wild Barbary lion before its extinction. It was taken by the French photographer Marcelin Flandrin while he was aboard a flight on the Casablanca-Dakar air route. New York, 1956. A dog waits for its owner at the entrance to a store. Guffa on the Tigris, Baghdad, 1932. On November 10, 1938, the people of Siegen, Germany, watched the burning of their synagogue. This was the day after Kristallnacht, the night of broken glass. The cruiser Kirov fires a salute in honor of the final breakthrough of the siege of Leningrad, 1944. Gina Lollobrigida during the filming of Cervantes about the writer's life, Spain, 1967. Big hair 1980s. People wearing masks for Halloween. The M4 Sherman tank is disguised as a tractor. Soviet soldiers and the we are from Berlin train, on which they returned from Berlin to Moscow, World War II. Far-right Greek Golden Dawn rally in support of Saddam Hussein and Iraq, 2003. American war correspondent Ann Stringer talks to Soviet soldiers in Torgau, 1945. Irish McAllister from Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, having fun with her co-star Neil the Chimp, 1955. Bob Marley, 1976. Ten years after the United Kingdom legalized homosexuality, a gay kiss in public could still lead to arrest for public nuisance. At this early Pride March, a police officer turns a blind eye. London, 1977. She was going for mysterious. Moroccan woman in traditional makeup, 1962. The USS Missouri BB-63 about to be hit by a Japanese A-6M0 kamikaze while operating off Okinawa on April 11, 1945. The plane hit the ship's side below the main deck, causing minor damage and no casualties on board the battleship. San Francisco earthquake and fire, April 18, 1906, houses on Howard Street. An unusual motorcycle, a wheel, 1932. A cannon firing the W-9 nuclear artillery projectile, which detonated with a yield of 15 kilotons above Frenchman Flat in Nevada. This was the first and only nuclear projectile to be fired from a cannon. 1953. A former slave shows his scars. Louisiana, United States, 1863. A monk in the Choney Library, 1928. Motorcycles used by the military were put up for sale in 1946. Even though World War II ended in 1945, the war-driven industrial output didn't halt immediately. Marilyn Monroe in Hollywood Alley, 1951. Red Hot Chili Peppers. This is a pillory as it was used in China in the 19th century. It saved costs for prisons and was quite effective. The man in the picture can't reach his face with his hands, so he can't eat. Sidney Poitier became first black actor, won Oscar for Best Actor for Lilies of the Field at the 1964 Academy Awards. Anna Nicole Smith, late 1990s, at trial over her rights to her husband's estate. Nap on girder beam skyscraper, 30 Rockefeller Center, New York. Patient of neurofibromatosis waiting at a doctor's office in Kolkata. Car accident. The car crashed into a building. Japanese women enjoying some rock, Japan, 1964. Young fighters of the Sumi Partisan Unit relax with a guitar, 1943. The evolution of swimwear. (1921) Patrons of the infamous back alley Crazy Cat Club. Washington, D.C., where bohemian, wild, and deviant attitudes mixed. The German Paris gun, also known as the Kaiser Wilhelm gun, was the largest gun of World War I. In 1918, the Paris gun shelled Paris from 120 kilometers away. Pedestrians gather on the sidewalk to admire a model in a shop window wearing the latest swimsuit fashions. 1957. Merthyr Tydfil, Wales, 1983. French gendarmes stand next to their patrol car, a Renault Alpine A110 sports car. Nicolas Cage and Johnny Depp attending a premiere in 1988. Partisan parade in liberated Marseille, 1944. Ronald Reagan answers questions about the actors' strike. At the time, he was president of the Screen Actors Guild, 21st of March, 1960. Everyday life at the nascent and still gaining popularity. Moulin Rouge Cabaret, Paris, 1920s. Ronald Fisher, beekeeper, Davis, California, 1981. American schoolgirl Samantha Smith in Arctic during a trip to the USSR, which she went on thanks to a letter written to General Secretary of the CPSU Central Committee, Yuri Andropov, 1983. Alfred A. Stratton lost both his arms at age 19 on June 18, 1864 by a cannon shot in the American Civil War. Germans destroy a railway track with a track destroyer near Vitebsk, 1944. A car used as a lawnmower, 1937. Tina Louise, best known for playing Ginger Grant on Gilligan's Island backstage. Lil Abner, 1956. Sailors from the battleship Sevastopol chip away ice from the ship's hull. Crimea, 1943. Johnny Cash poses outside the small house he grew up in near Dyess, Arkansas, circa 1968. The son of impoverished cotton field workers, he often labored alongside his parents in the fields as a boy. A photographer tracked down people he photographed 40 years ago to recreate the same pictures. An Ethiopian man with a lion, 1920s. French partisans and resistance fighters from the French forces of the interior take position on La Canebière Street in Marseille, 1944. Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall with their son, 1952. A man on the beach is fined for indecent clothing, Heemskerk, Netherlands, 1931. Distributing coffee to rescued sailors from the sunken German submarine U-175 on the deck of the Spencer, 1943. James Dean leaving the grocery store. He'll forever be a Hollywood badass. Parade of inflatable huts on Red Square, 1931. Three Friends, Beijing, 1957. Miss Marilyn Monroe, 1952. Fresh and sensual legend Betty Grable. The entire graduating class on Midway Island, 1952. A Chevrolet and a Ford Model A driving through the oil fields of Signal Hill, Long Beach, California, 1952. Soldier posing with oversized rifle to practice, ORTC, Aberdeen, Maryland, circa 1953. Stumphorn from the Cheyenne Nation holds a carbine he had captured from the Battle of the Little Bighorn, Montana, in 1920. Unemployed men outside Al Capone's soup kitchen, which offered free food in Chicago during the Great Depression, 1930s. Female guards at Nazi concentration camp. British soldiers in snow at the Western Wall, Jerusalem, 1921. Mandate for Palestine.